Module 2 Basic Tools for System Analysis. First tool Identification Codes. Definition of an identification code. When large volumes of data are being handled, it is important that the records that collectively form a database be identified so that they may be sorted or selected quickly and easily. To accomplish this, each record of data must have a unique identification. Codes are used to provide that identification. Codes are unique and usually briefer than names or descriptions of the coded data. Now we can define an identification code as a group of characters used to identify a record of data. For example, organizations with more than a few employees assign employee numbers as their codes. Code plan and code dictionary. Code plan identifies the particular characteristics that need to be contained within that code. After preparing a code plan, the analyst recommends an appropriate coding method. The method selected must be expandable, precise, concise, convenient, meaningful, and operable. Expandable means the code must provide for reasonable growth in the number of assigned codes. Precise means the code must identify the specific record. Concise means the code should be as brief as possible. Convenient means the code must be easy to encode and decode. Meaningful means the code must be useful to the people dealing with it. Operable means the code should be compatible with the present and anticipated methods of data processing, manual or machine. To allow people to work easily with a code, it is necessary to develop a code dictionary. A code dictionary is a listing of codes and their corresponding data descriptions. The dictionary provides for the translation of a code into the corresponding data item or the determination of the code for a particular data item. The format of the dictionary is usually a column of the codes placed against a column of corresponding data descriptions. Common types of codes. There are 5 common types of codes. First one, sequence code. Symbol sequence and block sequence. A sequence code has no relation to the characteristics of an item. The assignment of consecutive numbers, for example 1, 2, 3, etc., to a list of items as they occur is called a symbol sequence code. This figure is an example in which employees' names are listed alphabetically and then assigned an employee number in sequence as they appear on the list. The alphabetical order of the items is for the purpose of aiding in the decoding process. If a new item were added, it would be assigned the next sequential number. The advantage of the symbol sequence code is its ability to code a large number of items with the least number of code digits. Its main disadvantage is the limited amount of information it can convey. Block sequence code. This code is a modification of the sequence code that makes possible a more homogeneous collection of related items. In a block sequence code, a series of consecutive numbers is divided into blocks, each one reserved for identifying a group of items with a common characteristics. This figure is an example of block sequence code. Here, block of numbers 1 to 9 is assigned to A, another block of numbers 10 to 19 is assigned to B, and so on. With this block, we can add new employees and assign them a code from their alphabetic block. Second, group classification code. This code designates major, intermediate and minor data classification by successively lower orders of digits. This code type is useful when the item or information to be coded can be broken down into subclassifications or subdivisions. This figure is an example. The primary objective is to uniquely identify a salesperson within a large department store chain. The highest level of classification is the store, and so the store number becomes the major classification. The second subdivision is the department within the identified store. The department number becomes an intermediate classification. The number of the employee within an identified department is the minor classification. We form the group classification code by combining the numbers of the major, intermediate and minor classifications. Third one, significant digit code. A third common code is a significant digit code. It is a numeric code in which the numbers describe a measurable physical characteristics of the item. The characteristics may be weight, size, length, capacity, time, or any other physically measurable attribute that is part of the code plan. This figure gives an example the code plan for the tire size. It has three elements: the tire profile, the ratio of the tire height to its width, and its rim size. This code describes two of the elements as significant digits. These are ratio of tire height to width and rim size. The tire profile is indicated by a letter rather than the actual numerical measurement. Significant digit codes and the group classification codes are confused with one another. In a significant digit code, the digits are the measurement of one or more physical characteristics. Fourth one, alphanumeric code, which describes items by the use of letter and number combinations. There are two types of alphanumeric codes: mnemonic codes and alphabetic derivation codes. First one, mnemonic codes. Mnemonic codes are letter and number combinations obtained from descriptions of the coded item. A mnemonic or memory aid is a reminder of the name or description of an item. Figure shows two examples of mnemonic merchandise codes. Alphabetic derivation codes. These codes are characters taken or derived from the name or description of the coded item according to a set of rules. Alphabetic derivation codes are used to handle large volumes of lists that must be maintained and processed in sequence. This figure is an example of a magazine subscriber's code. The code not only uniquely identifies the subscriber but also provides information about the distribution center, zip code, the magazine's name, and the expiration date of the subscription. Mailing labels can be printed in zip code sequence within the distribution center for ease of handling for shipment. Renewal notices can be sent within the selected time periods. Fifth one, self-checking codes. It uses a check digit to check the validity of the code. This type of code is an important means of controlling the validity of data that is being processed. These codes require the performance of the simple repetitive arithmetic operation. In computer-based systems, the checking operation can be performed rapidly. Figure is an example of how such a code can be developed and used. The method for developing the check digit in this example is to multiply the first digit by 1, the second digit by 2, and the third by 3, and so on. After multiplying each code digit by its position, we will then add up the products. The third step is to add the digits of the sum from step 2 until we have a single digit answer. This final answer is the check digit. If an error has occurred in recording or processing the coded item, the check digit will not check.